Hello guys, so in this video we will take a deeper look into Symbology. As we saw before, you can change the symbology of your layer by right click and go to Symbology, and that will open the Symbology window for you. But you have to keep in mind that there's different ways to achieve or to change Symbology. So this window right here, when you right click on the layer and you open the Symbology, it will allow you to change the Symbology based on the values of the attributes. But for now, we will focus on how to do Symbology. The simple way is to right click on the image itself. It will give you the option to choose the colors, or you can double click on the image and it will open to you the Symbology properties, so you can choose from the existing style that Esri have for you, and depends on the layer you are changing the Symbology for. Let's say the points or lines or polygons, you will see different options here. So if I double click here, you will see that here you have options to choose from the image Symbology, or double click here, you will see that you have different options. So we will take them one by one and see what is the options we have for the polygons, lines, and points. So let's focus on the counties right now. So let's hide all the other layers and focus on the counties only right now. So we will choose the counties and we will double click here, and here you have the default styles from Esri categorized here. As you see, you have the 2D and you have 3D if you work on scene, and you can choose any of these styles, and once you choose any one, you will see that your map and your Symbology on the map will change. So that's just to choose from the existing styles, but of course you can create your own style. So if we go to properties right here, let's choose another color. Let's choose this one, for example, and go to properties. Here you have more options to customize your polygon or your Symbology however you want. So in the bottom here, you will see that's a view of how your changes will look like before you click apply. So let's go through each one of them. Here you have enable scale based sizing, and this will define the size of your Symbology, especially for lines and points on a certain scale, and you can define your scale by changing this bar right here. Here you can change the color, so let's make it red for example, and this is how your polygon will look like when we click apply. Same thing, you can change it from here as well. And here you can change the outline, and the outline for the polygon is the boundaries of the polygon. So as you see here, this one is black, and here we have the width 0.4 points, so you can make it, for example, green, and we can make it however you want. Once you click apply, you will see how it will look like, and you always have your view of the polygon will show down here, so you don't need to click apply to see how it will look like. You can just make sure that your polygon looks exactly like you want here before you click apply. So let's return it back to something looks normal. So I'll put it back here, go to properties again, and the next tab we have here is the layers, and the layers will allow you to create layers to customize your Symbology. And that means is that you can put a layer on top of the layer to create a Symbology. So for example, here we have only two layers, and the first layer is the Symbology itself, and the first layer we have on the bottom here is the color of the polygon, and it's a type solid fill, and you have different types here. So let's check each one of them, and again, polygons have different options and lines have different options and different properties. So this one is a polygon. So let's see how, if I change the hatchet fill, it will look like that. It will look like lines. It's not gonna be solid fill. Here gradient fill will look like this, and you can change the range of the colors from here or from here as well. And here we have a picture fill, and here this one you can upload a picture and add a picture to your project where it will show up in the polygon, and you can change the quality, the size of the picture, and you have different options here for your pictures, and you have different options here to choose from, and you will see that it will reflect right here. So here we can make the color like that again, and this is how your polygon look like. The top layer is the outline, and the outline is a line, so you will see that you have different options here. Let's for example make it bigger a little bit so we can see how that will reflect right here. And also we can change this to 200 so we can see in a better view, or maybe 300, so we can see in a bigger view how it will look like. And here you can solid stroke, just a solid line. You can make a picture, and this picture will have small pictures to create your line. And you can do it gradient, where it will create a range of colors to create your line from white to black, or you can change it to any color scheme you have. So can choose this one, and you will see that your outline have been created using these lines. So that's what is the layers for, and you can cancel this one and see again what else we can do. So here we will come back to this properties here, but one of the things I want to show you is how can you add layers or remove layers. So for example, in structure tab right here you will see that you have two layers right here, and here you can add another symbol layer, and you can add as many as you want. So when we click here, it will ask you, do you want to add a marker layer, which is a point or a picture or a marker symbol layer, or a line stroke layer, that's a line layer, or a fill layer, which is going to be a fill like this. So because we already have the fill here and we have the stroke, which is the outline, let's add a marker layer. And as you see here right now, it shows you that this is the default one selected, and you will have small circles inside your polygon. Also, you can drag and drop your layers to make them in the order you want. So as you see here right now, you cannot see the circles because it's hidden under the polygon or the fill symbol. So let's put it on the top, and that's how your symbol will look like. And here when you click on this icon right here, you will make a duplicate of this layer. So when you click on it, it will make another layer from the existing one. So if you customized a layer, instead of adding another layer and make another customization, you can just duplicate it and change it however you want. And here we have the delete, so you can delete the layer. Here you can add effects, and effects will just make effect for your design. So for example, for the fill, we can add effect to look like a donut. So that's how it will look like. It will look empty from inside. There's another effect that you can add. For example, let's add rotate. So this is how your polygon here will look like if we click apply. And you can try different effects from here to see what it does for you. And again, for the effects, you have different effects for the polygons, for the lines, for the points. So this is where you can manage your layers. You can add effects to it. You can reorder your layers, or you can delete any layers or duplicate any layers right from this tab right here. So now let's go back to the layers options again. So we choose each type of layer, like the polygon, the line, the point, and see what options we have with it. So for the polygon, we checked this one. For the line, we checked this one. For the points, you can add a shape marker, which is going to give you an option to choose a shape. Like from here, you can choose a shape from this drop down. You can choose any shape, or here you can choose style, and it will give you the options to choose any style to replace this one. So if I choose this one, you will see that it will change right now. Let me go back to here and change this effect and go back here again. So as you see, you can change the style from here, or you can add a font, or you can actually upload a file to show as image. The second option is picture marker, and picture marker, again, you can just upload or add a picture, and it will show repeated inside your polygon till it fills the entire polygon. The last one here, 3D model marker, and here you can add 3D models. You can add it for the 2D as well, or if you work on a scene 3D, you can add this 3D model marker. So let's work on the regular one, and again, you can disable or enable any layer from this checkbox right here. So let's work on the point and see all the options we have here. So we have several tabs for the points. You will see that we have different tabs for the lines, and you will see we have different tabs for the polygon. Here you can change how your circle or the color inside looks like. So for example, here we can choose this one, and that's how it will look like. And here you can change the colors. So we can change this color, and the second one will be blue. And as you see right now, that's how it changed. Outline color, you can make it any color you want, and you can change the outline width from here. So here we can change 1, or we can make it 2 and see that it will change as well. And the next thing here, the outline, and the next thing here is the size, and that will change the size of the symbol itself. So we can make it, for example, 5. It will be half the size it is right now. And that's for the appearance tab. For the position tab, here you define the position for your circles inside here. So you can change where your points will be located. So as you see, we can change here different options, and you will see how it will make effect right here. But the default is to be in the middle, and you can change the X and Y to customize it however you want, and you can make the anchor point to be relative or absolute to the center of the location. The next one here, we have the rotation. You can rotate your images. So let's, for example, go to appearance, choose like this one, so we can see how that will affect the rotation, and go back to the rotation. And here you can change the rotation. You can choose any degree, or you can actually type a degree right here. Let's say 100. You can press enter, and you will see that your symbols have been rotated. You can use to rotate clockwise or anti-clockwise. So that's for the rotation. The next one we have here is offset distance, and this will move it to the top right or the top left. You can add here, for example, 5. Enter. You will see that it will move to the right, or you can add -5. It will move to the left, or you can add 5 here. It will move up, or you can add -5 here. It will move down. So you can customize the position for your marker symbol or the layer we're choosing from the offset distance right here. Marker replacement, and this also will define if you want to make your symbols inside fill the polygon or like on vertex. Like for example, if I choose this one, you will see that for each vertex in your polygon you will add a symbol right here, or for example at center you will have one in the center of your polygon, or here you have add ratio position. As you see right now, you have different options, and you can try different options and see how it will make effect on your polygon. You can make the position fixed or random. So if I choose random here, you will see that right now it looks very random inside your polygon, or you can make it fixed and make it organized. And below it you can change the randomness of your random. So if I choose random, I can make it, for example, 50%, and it's not going to be very random, or I can make it 10% and it will be less random. So you can change how random your picture symbol will be inside the polygon. So let's change it back to fixed. And here you have clipping, and clipping will limit your picture symbol to be inside the polygon. So for example here, if I said do not clip, you will see that my symbols will be outside of the polygon boundary. And if I said do not touch boundary, it will minimize it. So any other symbol next to this ones, if it touches the boundary, it's not going to show up. And here you have remove if center outside. So if any symbol right here, the center of the symbol is outside of the boundary, don't show it. Just show the ones that have the center inside the boundary. And again, as you see, there's so many options to change. You can change the X and Y offset from here as well. And here the next thing, you can change the X step, so you can make distance between your symbols. So for example, if we change this one to be like, let's say 25, you will see that you will find more spaces on the X axis between your symbols. You can do the same for the Y. Let's move 20, and you will see you have more spaces. So you can define the spaces between them or how they look like inside your polygon. You can also change the entire angle of the grid. So as you see before, we changed the angle or the rotation of each single symbol, but here you can change the rotation for the entire grid itself. So for the entire block of symbols, it will rotate if you change it from here. So let's return back this to 12 and the other one to 12. And here you have the option to shift odd rows, and when you check this one, you will see that your rows change it, so it's not in a straight line, it just shift itself. And here again you can change the offset of the entire block, not per symbol but for the entire block of the symbols. Like every single thing here will be shifted all together if you change the offset of the X and Y right here. So that's it for all the changes we can do with the marker symbol or the shape marker. And it's the same thing if you chose a point symbol. So for example, if I came to the cities, because it's a point layer, so now let's enable the cities and change the symbology for this one. I'll say no, don't do the changes. And let's go to the symbology of this one by double click on the point itself and zoom to our cities layer. And same exact thing here. Here we have one layer that represents the points. You can change the same settings you have for any point symbol. You can change how your symbol look like, but let's try to add different layers for this one. So for example, I will come here, I will add another layer, marker layer, and another one, marker layer, and I will delete the original one. And for this one, I will go here for the layers tab, and I will make this shape marker. And let's go to the appearance here, and I will change the color to be red. And the next layer, what I will do, I will change the style and make it cross. Let's choose cross like or you can actually find it from here and make it like this. And when you see, it will look like this, but what we will do is we are going to change the offset of the X to be below the circle. So that means we need to go to the position and go to the Y offset and just change and see how that will affect. So we can make it a little bit more like 50. Let's make it 80. And we want our labels to look like this, and we will click OK. We'll see how it will look like, and that's how our cities will look like. So you can add as many layers as you want, and you can change the layer to have a picture. So let's go here and add another layer. It will be a marker layer, and this one we will go and change it to be picture marker. So we will change this picture and we will upload the picture. So let's go here and choose this picture and say OK. So right now we have the image file we added on, and it's red color on top of our red circle. So we can change this one to, let's make it blue. And we go here and change the size of this one to be a little bit bigger. Let's see how that will look like. Not as good. Or we can actually hide this one, and that's how it will look like. If we click apply, it will show like this. Or I can also change this one because it's touching it and make the position like 100%. And then I can click apply. You will see that it will change my symbology, and this is actually a picture. The first layer is a picture and the second one is a shape marker, and you can customize your layers however you want. It doesn't look as good, so one of the things, you can go back to the symbol and we can add a halo here, and now you know what halo is because we did it for the labels. So we will add just a regular halo, and we will check the color to, for example, light gray, and this our halo will look like. So we can change the halo size to be a little bit smaller because it doesn't look as good, and we will say apply, and you will see that our symbol will change. So as you see right now, we have so many options to customize your symbol however you want, and you can add picture, you can add symbols, you can add outline, you can change the colors, put the symbols on top of each other. There's so many options that you can do to really customize your map and customize your labels however you want. So here what I will do, I will cancel the changes I did. I might actually leave it with the circle and the plus as we did before. So I'm clicking Ctrl Z right here to undo my changes, and we'll do one more Ctrl Z, and we'll just keep it like that. The next one we have here is the line. So let's see how our lines will change if we changed it. So let's double click here, and again same thing, we have the options to change the symbology of our line. So let's see what layers we have here. We have only one layer that represents the black line, and the size of this line is 3 point. So we can make it 4 point, make it a little bit thicker. So that's how it will look like. And we can add another layer here. Let's make it stroke, so that will be a line. And let's go to change the properties for this one and make this one solid. And here, as you see, we have different options other than we saw in the points and the polygons. So let's go through them. Now we have two layers, the same, and both of the layers is lines. So we will just create a line on top of another line. So the first one is thick and the other one is thin. And here we can change this one to be 400 so we can see how our line will look like. So let's choose the appearance. Here you can change the color of the line you are choosing right here. So that's how it will look like. And here you can change the width. The black one is 4, so we can make this one 2 or 3. If you make it 4, they will be exactly on top of each other, but let's make it 2. And that's for the appearance. For the offset, you can change the offset to make it on a little bit to the top or a little bit to the bottom. So here we can change this one to 10. As you see, is really pushed it all the way to the top, or you can make it -10. It will push it to the bottom. And if I click apply, that will create two lines next to each other, as you see here right now. So let's change this back to 0. And here you can change the method to bevel round. And also here, one of the things, if you want to see how your line will look like if it's drawn in a different way, so this view right here, you can zoom in or out using the value here, or you can scroll with your mouse to zoom in. Also, you can change how your line will look like to see it in a different view. You can make it like straight line or curved line or freehand line to see how it will look like. So that's how our lines will look like if we click apply. So you can get an idea of how your line will look like in different ways of drawing it. So let's change this back to straight line and zoom in. And here also we have the option to add dashes. So for this one, I will add dashes for this one. I will make the dashes look like that, like a freeway. And as you see right now, after I click apply, our line looks exactly like this. It looks still thin, so we can make it actually more bigger by go to the appearance, change this to 4 and change this one to 6 and click apply, and as you see it now looks bigger. So you can change your dash however you want it to look like. So here we can choose this one, and here also you can choose the template is the size between these dashes will be. So if I added 10 right here and I press enter, you will see that the size change it at the bottom here, and the space between the dashes change it. You can add, for example, 50, press enter, you will see that we have a bigger lines look like this. So that's how you can choose the dash style and change the size between them. And at line ends you can choose for example half pattern, half gap like this. It will not have a lot of gaps between them. You can change these options from here. You can also change the offset of your gaps. Here we have caps and joins, and caps and joins will just decide how your the end of your line will look like. So if we choose but, you will see that here we don't have this one rounded anymore, or you can change it to square and it will look kinda square. That's for the cap type, and the cap type is the end or the beginning of the line if it's not connected to another line. So for example, if I go right here and zoom into this area, as you see this one is connected at this point, and now we change it to square, so every single one will change to square. So when we click apply, you will see that it will apply the changes we just did right now. And when you zoom out, you will see that your line looks like this. It's not exactly how we want it to look like, so we can go to the dash and change this one to be like this, and change it to be the default. And when we click apply, you will see that you have lines. You can make the appearance a little bit thinner, and the gap between the dashes, let's make it 25. And this is the options you can change for your line. As you see right now, we have so many options you can change for the points, for the lines, for the polygons. You can try so many different things, see how it will preview right here, and see how it will reflect on your map. So you have an idea of what each option do, so you can customize your symbology however you want. So right now we saw the options to change the symbology for all the layers, but we just changed the symbology for the layer itself. And also I forgot to mention that here you have the option to lock the colors, and when you lock the colors from this icon on the right here and you say apply, you will not be able to change your colors from the content window. So when I right click right now to change the color, it will tell me the top level color property of this symbol is locked. So if you want to prevent yourself from changing the color in the content window, or you want to prevent anyone using your project to change the colors from the content window, you can lock your symbology from here. So also you make sure that no one can change the color from here and affect your layers in the symbology. So this is a good tool to have if you have a really customized layers for your symbology. Make sure to lock them so no one can change it by mistake from the content window. Let's unlock it again and say OK. And now I can change the colors by right click here. I will see the color options I have right here. So basically that's all the options we have for the points, lines, polygons. Now you know how you can customize your symbology however you want. You can be creative and try different things, and also try all the options you have here and see how it will affect in the preview right here and how it will affect on the map, so you have an idea of what each property and what each change does. So right now we finished the symbology by double clicking on the symbology. One thing left in the symbology is the right click here and you open the symbology tab, and this one allows us to create a different symbology based on attribute data in our features. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.